So, what is digital citizenship anyway? It's kind of a hot button topic for me. I tend to rant on this one a little bit, and I'm going to try not to rant too much and give you what I think is a really good, really easy working definition, and then talk a little bit about how do we apply that to all the challenges that we have going on. I have long said that there's no such thing as digital citizenship, that it's just citizenship, that being a good person is being a good person. And if it was mean to say in person, if it was mean to say behind someone's back, if it was mean to write in a note, if it's mean, disrespectful, whatever the case may be, then it's also mean and disrespectful and inappropriate in an online environment. So, my short way of saying what digital citizenship is, it's just remembering to be a good person before you click send. It's remembering to be a good person when you're in front of a screen. That's all digital citizenship is. But I also realize it's a little more complicated than that. Because if you say something mean to someone in person, that's just right there. It's that circumstance. If you write it down in a note, that note might get passed around a little bit more. But the citizenship mistakes that our students make in the digital format have a whole different life. And then the impact is so much more pronounced and broad. And I know, gosh, just think about all the stupid stuff that you did as a kid. I think about all the stupid stuff I did as a kid. And if any of that had gone viral, that's a problem. So, though, again, my hard line is there's no such thing as digital citizenship. It's just remembering to be a good person when you click. We still need to educate our students about, you know what, when you make one of these mistakes, the gravity of it, it's more severe than if you just make that mistake in person. So make sure our students are aware of that, talk about those kinds of things, but also if we just keep it simple and it's, hey, this would be mean to do if I was looking you in the eye, it's mean to do if I'm looking at you on camera, so don't do it. But with that, one of the things we also need to keep in mind is teaching expectations in this online format, just like you teach expectations in your classroom. Now, that may be expectations that are synchronous, that are happening live via camera. It might be expectations that are asynchronous, that's in chatting back and forth and commenting and all of those different things. And I know sometimes there's things that we think are self-evident that we're like, oh my gosh, I have to teach that. You know, for example, the number of times I have heard teachers talk about, I needed to tell a student that when they're in a Zoom, they still need to have their shirt on and not be sitting there shirtless eating a bowl of cereal. That's not appropriate for our classroom setting, even though we're not physically present. If you wouldn't sit in class without your shirt on eating a bowl of cereal, you shouldn't be sitting on your couch without your shirt on eating a bowl of cereal during a Zoom classroom. I know it's weird that we might have to say some of those things and we might have to teach some etiquette that we didn't expect, but I also want you to think back about your classroom setting, your in-person classroom setting, and the number of bizarre things that you had to express to students and say, you know what, that's not a cool thing to do in class, where you're like, why did I even have to say that? You know, as a former middle school teacher, the number of things that I had to tell my students is like, no, it seemed like a good idea. No, it seemed funny. Can't roll that way in class. We have to have that same mindset because our students will screw this up. They will make mistakes, just like students make mistake in person, synchronously, they will make mistakes remotely. Every time a student makes a mistake, and this does not matter if it is an online environment, the environment we're used to, or whatever the future may hold. Every time a student does not meet our expectations or makes a mistake, that is an opportunity for them to learn and for us to teach. And really, that's why we both showed up, whether it's physically in the classroom or an environment like this. So, again, digital citizenship. Just be a good person when you're in front of a screen. Be a good person before you click. Say that over and over and over again. Let them know if it was mean to do in any other format, it's mean to do and disrespectful and inappropriate in our new formats. And the more they hear that, the less times we're going to have to correct a mistake that they make. And when they do make those mistakes, remember, yeah, there might be some consequences involved, but really it's an opportunity for them to learn and us to teach. All right, that's all I have. Thanks for hanging in there.